Hey guys, this is Dark Newt, and as you can see, we're playing a heavy metal match. Um, I'm not much of I don't like heavy metal at all. It's kind of bugging me because most of the servers anymore I've seen are 24/7 heavy metal, and I honestly don't see why. I don't play on this map very often. I don't like it. I'm not a vehicle person on Bad Company 2, mainly because I just didn't like vehicles on here. On older battlefields, ranging from 1942 to Battlefield 2 and everything in between. Um, I loved vehicles. I always got in the tanks, or I used the choppers or the jets when they had them, and I loved it. It was what I did. I didn't like infantry in those games, but as Bad Company 2 came out, I felt like the infantry was more superior and fun, and I felt like anytime I got in a tank or even a chopper, I was always getting, shot down right after, being up in the air for a couple minutes. So I didn't really like it that much. Um, but I decided on this match I'd try out getting some a little bit different gameplay. I didn't do too bad on here. This match was pretty short. I only went about 10-2, so it's not amazing, but I didn't die too much using this tank. So I might start doing it more. I'm not sure. But what is there to talk about? I'm pretty hyped about Battlefield 3, as of a lot of people are. But for those of you who play this game who watch but are console players, I'm sorry. I'm about to, probably, bash console for a while. Um, I like, I like playing Xbox and PlayStation. I have a PlayStation 3 and I play Xbox with my friends all the time. But I never felt that Battlefield should be on the console. I've always played it. It was my first PC game when 1942 came out, and I felt like console just brought down the Battlefield. I know Bad Company is a Battlefield series, and I understand that. Or not a bad. What did I say? I know Bad Company isn't part of the main series, and it's a console series. So technically, it was a console game put onto PC, which I understand. But as Battlefield 3 comes out, I was kind of upset to know that it's going to be for console, which I wasn't really surprised because you know they release a game on console, and then when somebody who loves Bad Company 2 and has played it on Xbox or PlayStation 3, and then all of a sudden they find out Battlefield 3 comes out and they didn't get to play it because it ain't coming out for them. I can understand where they're coming from, but consoles always limited what Battlefield can do since Bad Company came out. What I liked most about the older Battlefields was the modding capabilities, the the easy access to expansions and custom maps and modded servers to where you could set up all these special rules and everything. They had all sorts of stuff. Like for 1942, all I played was Desert Combat. 1942 was alright, but Desert Combat was where it was at. And Bad Company, it can't be modded at all. No custom maps. And as from what I read in Battlefield 3, it's not moddable either. And I know that's because of it's for a console. Um, Battlefield never had or never really needed a single player. Um, every person who's a Battlefield fan, um, or played Battlefield for a while and like it, doesn't really play the single player much. Yeah, you'll probably play it once, or beat it once your net's down or something, or you get tired of playing online for a couple minutes. But once you beat it in a couple hours, there's nothing really left to do, and it's kind of a waste of resource for them. In my opinion, Battlefield could be spending, or DICE could be spending so much more time and resources, investing into the multiplayer, which is played 99% of the game, instead of wasting their time and everything adding a single player. I've seen the single player footage and it does look nice, I'm not gonna lie. But Battlefield was never this game until Bad Company. And I felt when they were rumored in Battlefield 3 a long time ago, I felt that I thought it was going to be like the older Battlefields. You log in, you come into the game, and there's pretty much you just go to the server list and you play. You can create your own Insta server, which was like on your computer where you run and fight bots. And I know they're probably not going to have it in Battlefield 3, but I thought that was always fun to do. I liked playing online, but every once in a while I like dicking around with the bots or getting on playing around with a mod. But that probably won't be available in Battlefield 3, which kind of upsets me. So yeah, and a lot of console players are complaining that they aren't getting these 64 players like PC. And from what I understand, that like, okay, that would bug me too. And I don't want to be an asshole and say, well, you're lucky you're at least getting Battlefield 3. I think it was a bad idea for, like I said, for DICE to release it for console. Definitely if they can't give it the same game, because you gotta see, PC got limited too when Bad Company came out because we couldn't do the things we could in the other Battlefields. Hell, we can't even have jets in this game like the other ones because I'm not sure what the reason is, but they didn't give us jets because it was on a smaller scale. You feel like Heavy Metal, for example. You feel like this is a big map. It really isn't compared to what Battlefield maps were on the other ones. They were quite large. Karkan, for example, on Battlefield 2 was infantry, so it wasn't that big. But other maps like Alaman and all those other ones from the older Battlefields were huge, and they were able to use more air vehicles. And now there's not much room for that, which I know they're bringing air vehicles back in Battlefield 2, Battlefield 3 from what I've seen in the trailer. I hope it's not just single player because they've only released single player footage. But what I'm guessing they're gonna do with that is on the other Battlefields, which I think there's like this on Bad Company 2. You have different versions of the maps. You have like your 50, like what do I call it, like 12 player max one that has like maybe two of the bases, and then you have your 32 one, which expands that, which you have like instead of having A and B, you'll have like C and D. I'm guessing console will have the same maps as us, but we'll have an expanded version for when we on a 64 player server. But that's just my guess. But I feel like if they couldn't give console the same thing, they shouldn't have given it to them at all. Just the same way as I was disappointed with getting not being able to do the same stuff I could on the other Battlefield because it was on console. But a lot of people are complaining. Definitely PlayStation users are saying that we have mag. Why can't we have? That's 100 and something people. Why can't we have 64? I play mag. I'm not a big player, but I've played it. It is a fun game, but if you looked at the graphics and you looked at the engine of that game, it's nothing like but even Bad Company 2. And Battlefield 3 is going to have Frostbite 2, which looks amazing. And you got to realize, for PC, we can always make our PCs better. We're not going to be forced to play 64 player matches. If you don't have a great PC, you can play 32 or 24 or whatever. 64 is still going to lag a lot of people. PC, you can update that all the time. To update consoles, you have to buy a whole new console when like PlayStation 4 or Xbox, whatever comes out. They have to do that. But for PC, you're constantly updating, which that's one of the downgrades, but it's also an upgrade because you can always get bigger and better games for the PC. But like most, usually a lot more younger audiences, in my opinion, play on the console for a fact of it's the standard video game. When you think of video game, you think of a controller and you think of a screen, and that's how I always was too, and that's how I am in some games. But once I was introduced to 1942 on the PC, I've always liked my shooters on the PC. So you got to realize you can't run Frostbite 2 64 players on PS3 or Xbox, mainly because it will lag. You get it on there, and you got to think PC users are used to lag because they're limited to what their PC can handle. Console users aren't used to much lag other than internet lag, because they have to make the games just for the specific requirements for the console, and nothing more, nothing less. You can usually put it to the boundary, but you never put it more because you can't upgrade or make your console any faster, at least by normal means. So this was just a little bit of my little rant and discussion for Battlefield 3. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. As you can see, I talked a lot more than I have in my commentaries because I've wanted to talk about Battlefield for a while. Hopefully you guys did watch the gameplay. I did get some nice tank kills. I'm pretty sure in this last like 30 seconds I took 2 choppers down. So thanks for watching, and please subscribe. Later.